Welcome back to My Moment. You're rocking with your boy Stay Humble, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for the comments and the encouragement. And we're going to finish up today that question, how was your joy? I've been talking about this whole time, and we covered it a little bit on Tuesday, how your joy is linked to your obedience. So here in John chapter 15, verse 11, Jesus says, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full." So now we need to do a rundown. We need to do an overview, because Jesus said, I spoke these things to you so that my joy may be in you, so that Jesus' joy would be in us, and that our joy would be full. So he says, I spoke these things to you. What things? Number one, I am the vine, my Father is the vine dresser. Number two, fruitless branches are taken away and destroyed. Number three, branches that produce fruit are pruned to produce more fruit. Number four, you are clean because I said so. That's what Jesus says. Number five, abide in the vine. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Number six, if you remain in me and obey my word, ask whatever you will, and my Father will do it. Number seven, my Father is glorified by the fruit your life bears. Number eight, the fruit your life bears is evidence you are my disciples. Number nine, the way the Father loved me, I loved you. Number 10, abide in my love. Number 11, obey my commands as I have obeyed my Father's commands. So he said, I spoke all that to you, verse 11, so that my joy may be in you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. My joy. Jesus links his obedience because he says in verse 10, if you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. Just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love, these things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you. So the joy of the Son is to walk in obedience to the Father. Jesus links his obedience with joy. He links his feelings of great pleasure and happiness. And he says that they come from obedience to his Father. So when I ask you the question, how is your joy? The better question to ask is, are you walking in obedience to the Father? The two are linked, my friends. And Jesus says, I say all these things to you, that my joy from walking in obedience to the Father would be in you, and that your joy, not that you would just feel okay sometimes, but that your joy would be full. You know, it's amazing to me how the apostles in the book of Acts were beaten for the sake of the gospel, and they left out, and it wasn't, oh God, we're so beat up and hurt and terrible, and you know, life is so hard. Instead, they didn't pray, God, make it easier. They prayed, oh God, thank you for the opportunity to suffer for your gospel. Please give us more boldness to go and preach more boldly. They didn't pray for ease. Instead, they prayed to continue, the strength to continue to walk in obedience and for greater boldness to show the glory of God. My friends, I ask you, how is your joy? Or how is your obedience to the Father? I promise you, when you're walking, I'm not saying everything always feels good. I'm sure as they were getting beat, they weren't like, yes! You know, it's like, oh, this flogging feels phenomenal. Of course not. As Paul was being stoned, of course not, right? But then Paul gets up and goes back into the city and continues to preach the gospel. Guys, we need to walk in obedience to the Father, that our joy may be full. So Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you sticking with me. If there are any of these series that you missed, you could check out the YouTube channel. Just go to the Stay Humble Facebook page and you'll see it there. So God bless you guys, man. Grace and peace. This is your moment.
Gonna take it